The Young and the Restless spoilers next week, full August 19th to 23rd, 2024. Title: The Battle for Control, Michael's Gamble and Billy's New Alliances. Michael Baldwin had always been a man of keen intellect and sharp instincts, traits that had served him well in his career as a lawyer and a private investigator. But now, more than ever, he needed to rely on every ounce of his cunning to regain the trust of his most powerful client, Victor Newman. Victor's faith in Michael had wavered recently, and Michael knew that the only way to restore it was to take down one of Victor's biggest adversaries, Billy Abbott. Billy had long been a thorn in Victor's side, his rebellious nature and unyielding spirit often clashing with Victor's iron will. Over the years, Billy had made plenty of enemies, but none more formidable than Victor Newman. Michael understood that to truly win back Victor's favor, he needed to dismantle Billy piece by piece, exposing every secret, every vulnerability, until there was nothing left of the man who had dared to challenge the Newmans. Michael's investigative skills were unparalleled. With a few well-placed inquiries and some discreet surveillance, he quickly uncovered the truth about Billy's current predicament. Jill Abbott, Billy's fiercely protective mother, was in a hospital in London, recovering from a serious illness. She had chosen to stay away from Genoa City, fearful that her presence might exacerbate the already precarious situation at Chancellor Industries. The company had been teetering on the edge of chaos, and the last thing Jill needed was for her condition to become public knowledge, triggering a wave of damaging rumors. Victor, ever the opportunist, saw an opening. If he could confront Jill in London, he might be able to leverage her fears to his advantage, securing her silence, or even her support, in his ongoing battle against Billy. The idea of traveling to London and confronting Jill face-to-face appealed to Victor's ruthless nature, and Michael was more than willing to facilitate this plan. But while Victor and Michael plotted, Billy was making moves of his own. The turmoil in his life had reached a breaking point, and he had finally come to a realization that had been a long time coming: his relationship with Lily Winters was toxic. What had once been a passionate partnership had soured into something bitter and destructive. Lily's betrayals had cut deep, and Billy could no longer ignore the damage she had done to his life. The constant arguments, the lies, and the endless cycle of mistrust had worn him down to the point where he knew he had to break free. The decision to replace Lily with Sally Spectra was a significant one. Sally was ambitious, driven, and most importantly, untainted by the betrayals that had plagued his relationship with Lily. Billy saw in Sally a fresh start, someone who could help him rebuild without the baggage of the past. It was a gamble, but one Billy was willing to take. He needed someone by his side who he could trust, someone who wasn't a constant reminder of his failures. As Billy distanced himself from Lily, he began to feel a sense of clarity that had eluded him for months. He was finally ready to move on, to focus on the future rather than being dragged down by the past. Lily had become a virus in his life, infecting everything she touched with doubt and despair. Now, with Sally stepping into her place, Billy felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was determined to succeed, to prove that he could rise above the chaos that had consumed him. But Billy's struggles were not confined to his personal life. In the business world, he faced challenges that were just as daunting. The rivalry between Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles had been a source of constant tension within the company, their frequent clashes threatening to derail the progress of Glissade, the fashion line they were both heavily invested in. The two had been at each other's throats for months, their mutual animosity spilling over into every aspect of their work. However, in a surprising turn of events, Kyle and Audra had come to a truce. They had recognized that their constant fighting was doing more harm than good, not just to themselves but to the entire company. The decision to put aside their differences and work together was a welcome one, and it signaled a new chapter for Glissade. The potential for success was enormous, but only if they could truly move past their animosity and focus on what mattered: building something great. The truce between Kyle and Audra was fragile, but it was a step in the right direction. Both of them knew that their futures were tied to Glissade's success, and they were willing to do whatever it took to make it happen. For the first time in a long while, there was hope that they could turn things around, that they could achieve something remarkable if they just worked together.